What's up everyone, it's Jambors, new video, and in this video I will be doing masterclass of Eurovision 2024 Swiss staging victory. It will be partly reaction and partly analysis of the staging and also giving you some points which maybe you didn't realize why it worked. It worked. Of course we'll watch it together. Also then I will stop it and center certain moments and also describe you after a while what happened there. This is for you, for members who really care and want to learn something more. Of course you can share those videos to your friends. I would be very glad that you do, and let everybody being more aware of what staging is. I will just do this little introduction about it because it's very important to understand that staging is not the thing which must be crazy overexposed, all the ideas together, all the lights and so on. The perfect staging is the staging which is supporting the artist performing, supporting the song, giving you the impression that what you've seen, it's just the perfect thing. And it comes with so many little tricks, whether idea goes this way or that way. There are cuts, lights, camera angles, which are the essential to it all. It's not too much about the props, about the dress, even though are also very essential or might be very essential part of stagings, but it's very important how you combine all those things for your eyes being pleased. Always it's very important where you put the focus at, what is important to see, what is important not to see, and how those things come together. And I think there is no better example this year, or there are many good examples, but very good example is also Switzerland's song Live from Nemo, because it's embodied a lot of things. Even there is one detail I don't like, the most of it, it's perfect. First of all, what it's very fascinating about it, but okay, first of all, what it's very fascinating is the performance, and if we will now watch it together, you'll find yourself really assured that the performance is brilliant, because Nemo needs to run all over the place, sings perfectly, run over the place again with a choreography. Every single step he does, or every single step Nemo does, it's prepared. There is no coincidence in anything, and we should be aware of this fact, how complex Nemo's staging actually is. So let's do this. I will be probably talking during it also a little bit, but then I will go sequence by sequence. Already a brilliant idea to start somehow differently, using just the set options. Introduction of the plate, of the circle plate. Choreography. This all is choreography. And brilliant light play. Focus on the artist strictly. Raw. Choreography. And amazing brilliant light play. It feels like it's switching pictures. Brilliant. Your brain is in. Still continuation. Jump. Every single detail supported brilliantly, but you never lose focus where you should have it. Here, this guy. Still him, or still them. But every detail. And there are so many little details which are doing contra things. Still the only color in the black and white space. You can see like the brief in, brief out, but still can sing amazingly. And also the detail of the camera, everything brilliantly. There is no thing wrong. and so many usage of contra lights. It reminds a lot of Lorin Euphoria. It used very similar color palette also at some point. Then they did one thing which in my opinion this was extremely unnecessary for some. I understand that it needed some change. This changed to yellow. Because at least all the colors should switch to yellow. Yellow and white doesn't work together. Because I will then explain you in more complex way. It didn't affect anything, of course. But for me this is a little bit irritating fact, the only irritating fact about this brilliant, amazing performance. Like, I can imagine that from people's perspective, it's not the winning song from public votes, of course. From the jury point of view, I cannot imagine that you won't place it on one of the, let's say, first 3 places. First of all, brilliant performance, like 100%. Like, imagine how many steps this guy needed to do all the time, perfectly, because anything what you do wrongly will knock you off this circle, right? So this is the first very fascinating thing which is extremely important to do. The other thing is that not to losing the vocal capabilities during it. That say that Nemo is a class singer. It's a class singer, like there is no doubt about it. Imagine how many artists really weren't able to sing their song properly, like weren't. It at the end, during or something, they were losing it. I think, for example, Belgium was amazing example of this. Can you imagine? This is absolutely different world of artistry, running all the time, choreographing every single time, not losing every single note. Like this is like it's like a studio cut. It has no like miss point, and staging wise, everything was supported perfectly, and that's called full package, but full package in its prime. And let's now go with the details. First of all, what I wrote in my notes in here. Oh, it's like this on my iPad, because I was counting the cuts, and if I'm accurate in counting, only 55 cuts for such a dynamic song. 55, where easily could be double number at some point, or at least 30 more, 20 more. 55 cuts, it still goes kind of with the golden rule of 3 seconds and then cut. But this was not the principle how Swiss did it this year. They went amazingly with phrasing. Most cuts weren't made on music or beat. Most cuts were more likely accenting the phrasing. So the phrasing was the main thing for your brain, because Nemo always put the accent over there very strongly for you. This is actually very pleasing. So if we just go in here, I will just show you. So now first introduction. So he goes interacting with the camera. When he do this gesture, camera moves. This is brilliant, because then it feels natural. Go away. Woo. Edit. Woo. Edit. See that they're accenting the edits in here, and this is far brilliant thing, that all the logical pauses in combination of interaction with Nemo are accented. So it feels like a movie, very interactive, very logical, very eye-pleasing. And what it's also brilliant, that the focus here, it's strictly on Nemo all the time. He is like, Nemo is in color, everything basically it's desaturated. Black and white, this is the principle, you know. And then Nemo can shine, even though you can see that he's in contralight, so you cannot see the detail, but this creates this kind of a filmic, eye-pleasant picture, because all those light behind it, even though are overexposed, the contour, what you're focusing at, the contrast, is Nemo all the time, and you don't question it, you don't understand. And also what is brilliant, the camera work and all the ideas in here. that all the lines are the same. Like imagine how time it must took that those lines are the same. This shade line is the same, and also all in gradient. Eye-pleasing. It's eye-pleasing. It's mathematically correct, basically. Our brain works this way. It's attracted by those lines. That's why you like pictures. Also in here you can see, I will try to do it, one line over here and the other one goes this way, right from the window. It's also pleasing framing, even though it feels weird that it's calculated somehow. And even though I could do it a little bit more perfect and put this chair off, so it's kind of more, but now when I put the chair, for example, over here, it connects with the line, it makes much more logical sense, and also supporting this line. So this is all little visual tricks which you don't question, and this is perfect because whenever you don't question something, it's the best director's work because it goes smoothly. So let's continue. And other thing which I think needs to be said, that everything is supported by light. So now look at Nemo's dress, the strobo is over there, again supporting the tension. It's a little detail. LED is blowing, just supporting this effect. Again, you see some leading lines, but because there is a super light over here, now it's white, almost like this ivory white on the screen. You can see again the silhouette. Silhouettes are contrasts in general brings popping out, and because Nemo is the only one in the movement, and here you focus there and then immediately cut on A. So from the filmic drama, pause, click, and he takes you, or Nemo takes you again to the story, interacting directly with you. Brilliant, brilliant. You can see the light setup is a little bit different. The drama gradient light is over there. Now he's yours. Very clean, very smooth, and everything about it feels smooth. Like whatever you look on the picture in here, it's concentrated over here. There is no other distraction, just pleasing your eye. All what's happening. Very soft lights. And now this is the another brilliance. Beat supporting, but instead of editing, it's supported by light, which is split it over here. White, 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 makes the effect that Nemo is moving, but actually Nemo is not moving, right? But look at it. This is so brilliant. It's just about the angles of the light, but somebody needed to think about such a cool detail. And again, because it goes on the right beat in the song, for your brain, it feels automatic. It makes sense. It makes sense because it goes with the music, supporting the music, supporting Nemo, but because it goes with the exact beat, because it goes with this, listen, this drum and bass beat. So it's connect with you immediately, like almost like the light has a sound. This is basically like a sound effect, right? So they don't need to edit on it, so they still keep editing. Even this song is very fast, they could edit even more. They keep the editing on Nemo's accent all the time, almost all the time. The beats, the little beats in the song, they keep on the lights. And this is brilliance because it's the sound in the song basically implies the. So what you can do it with the camera with some movement like and stop and edit, or you can do it with the light which you beam and close, or by LED that you do something what they did before, like you pull the color like, or how they did it with just simple movement. Edit. And now what is brilliant over here, it's he's rapping and the rap is accented also by the lights. So not just Nemo has the tempo, but the drum bass and his frequent rap it's just accented by the lights. And again, nothing else is taking your attention. No graphics, no nothing. It's simply art. Or in here, you can see that the reflection, because the lights are pointed in here, are using this also as like a drum. Basically, they use this platform as a drum. So not just it can move, not just it's used for tempo, spinning, effect, visual manipulation. It's used also for light reflection. It has so much multiple usage. This is absolutely brilliant idea. Still, you don't have a shot where the beat is not supported. Even you feel like it still goes. Nemo is up. Again, lines, and again on the right moment. It's not just oh, but oh is tsh. It's edit, it's cut, and also like Nemo sliding is like oh. Supported. Boo, again movement. And by movement, they're supporting this ooh, 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 ooh. Sorry for this, but I love it. I like how amazing that's done. Again, contralight, reflection over here, accent in here. Also, this takes your eyes, but it takes the eyes. Like you can feel that if I can draw something over here, it's pointing in here on Nemo, framing him into this area where your eye just go. It automatically goes. Of course, not all of you will do like, oh my god, how they did this. They filled all this lightning LED strips, or put it in the way that it looks like LED strips, and cancelled everything else. You can see the audience over here, but you just feel it on emotion level. You don't really recognize it there. You don't think about it. But again, it fills the space, that it feels alive somehow. And also, somehow, it's alive the same as Nemo is. And stops. And also how they are opening those lights. Again, and those lines, how they go like, supporting without needed to edit. So normally Nemo was moving. Now light was doing the movement for him. Basically feeling like a loading line. Look at it again. And strobo. This was unnecessary in my opinion. It should stay there, because I don't understand what was accented over here. They try to do this clicking. I think this is one of the things when I'm completely going this way, when they're absolutely precise of the detail, they should more likely put strobo, because it would do the effect better, but they chose this, maybe easier to program, doesn't matter in this tempo. Now everything goes wild, logically, and all the time when the drum and bass beat, all the time it goes to the you can see the lights doing this. Absolutely incredible performance. Now it's the stadium thing. And now amazing moment. Intimate. But you can see how hard for Nemo is to really stand perfectly. He needs to focus here. He needs to focus on this, but still he needs, like Nemo needs to sing perfectly, not losing anything. He cannot, or Nemo cannot afford to lose any kind of breath, any kind of instance, nothing. He like needs to go with the flow all the time. But look how completely depleted already. Like this must be hardcore. I cannot imagine. Absolutely brilliant performance. Absolutely remarkable. Again, light. Only he is pinpointed. A little bit of this from parasite lights. You cannot do anything about it. So you see all the platform in more concrete, but in the movement you don't really question this, because still he's Nemo is overexposed, and those lines are a little bit visible, so they give you a little bit of feeling of the space without you knowing, even though they are lit up. Those are lit up by parasitic light only. You wouldn't be able to see it. But here is the focus. So this drama building basically by nothing, right? By the focus. This is how they use it. Again, they are using 45 degrees. 45 degrees principles over here, everywhere. Triangles. It's visually so pleasing. They needed to put also those lights closer. Only thing what you see in here doesn't matter, but what is brilliant that they are using the sound like on the LED screen. As I told you before, this is one of the tricks. This is only what is not supported, but they don't want to keep. They want to keep the focus over here. And see, the lights are going exactly with this. And they put now. They made everything about this movement. White, 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 white. Everything with beats. Also, this is spinning. This is spinning, but you don't follow focus. It works as one spin. Even now I see it, and this is what maybe what was disturbing me also, that this spin should go opposite way. It goes from here there all the time, but actually those lines should go this way. Doesn't matter. Also this, to introduce this transition just from black. And what I don't understand, I understand that they wanted to accent to yellow. What they should do with the yellow, not to be disturbing for me at least, is two things. First of all, also make this yellow, or at least a little bit, although few of those beams go with the yellow light. Or, because still by tempo it goes perfectly, but what they should do, in my opinion, and then it would not disturb me, because they are using the principle of geometrical shapes and then circle shapes, like harsh lines against the smooth lines. It's never a good combination at some point, but if they use those lights which are going from the side of the LED screen, not those one actually, those are not that important, but those which are continuation of those yellow ones, and they put them also in yellow, they would frame it, your brain, because it's continuation, would make it connected with the next scene, which makes it really more looking like a circle or semicircle circulating for real. Because in here you can see that they are continuing with those lines over there, here, here, and also around the whole stadium, so it creates the circle. But if they also use those leading lines towards the yellow thing, it will be absolutely connected, and it then you wouldn't mind that those are contradicting this kind of movement, because it would feel like caged inside the circle. This is brilliant. Now again, if this is supported by yellow, because there is this leading yellow, there must be much more, because at least if you feel it over here, caging. And also what doesn't help, but you don't see it because already you're lost in the song, that those lights are pinpointing in here. So if you have some yellow over there, it would again just help. It doesn't matter after all. And this is what I don't like on it, that you go from this yellow, and here I miss the sound, like something like which will satisfy me, this transition to this black sun with eclipse or whatever it is. It's not there. If there's, you would understand the transition. This is what, it's not there, but at this point it doesn't really matter. The staging is brilliant, the staging is perfect, but if you know what I mean, how it could be even better. But what I like on it, it uses all the camera light work. Like, of course there is this crazy prop, probably very expensive and so whatsoever, but it was clever, smart idea how also to use arena. They used all things, not the big boxes because they didn't need it, but they used those amazing lights. They keep it simple on the lights. LED never was used for basically some very complex effect or something. I think one of the reasons is that this technical approach, real approach, real props, also in film nowadays, also in TV, this is much better. Like for example, this real things, real light, real prop, real technology. It's much better than filling in the LED. This is modern approach. It's many times showed up that this is much better than filling LED screen, because it first of all brings layers, it brings focus on the artist. It's visually much more pleasing because somehow for your eye it has the real depth. The depth is very important in picture, and it makes you feel you belong. It's not flat, it feels natural, real. It feels smooth, and whoever is not using LED has few plus points for me, because it's not necessary. It should be supportive effect, not because we have a big LED we need to fill it. It's not the modern approach. Modern approach is getting back to the roots, like in the movies when they are nowadays using much more real props again, because they feel more realistic, and this will never get old. This will never get old. This is another principle. This will never get old. LED effects, all the graphics, they will get old eventually. This never. This is timeless. And this is also what I wanted to tell about this staging. I love the song, of course. I love the performance, and I love the staging for many, many reasons. Could it be a little bit better? Yes. Is this incredible sense of detail in here visible? Extremely. Movement, camera angles, editing, light post-production, light movement, live angles, everything needed to be in somebody's mind, performed, written down on the paper, tested, storyboard, trained. Not easy stuff for anybody involved, and for me this is a big up, absolutorium, brilliant work. And I really hope you enjoyed this masterclass, that you will maybe have some questions, also maybe some questions for me to answer, or maybe you will feel that this masterclass you would need to have it a little bit differently. Write me in the comments below, give me some feedback about it, and see you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye.